Matt Lenihan, Boxing Social, in association with Empire Fight Store and Our Kings. Always a pleasure. Joseph Parker. What a fight to be announced. You were waiting in the wings. You come off the back of 2 terrific victories. Completely disarmed Deontay Wilder. Then went into a fight with Zhang, who I think in many quarters people said he's the most dangerous heavyweight for 5 or 6 rounds.
He was dangerous. Listen, Zhang was dangerous, and he could hit hard. And one thing that was great for me in that fight, which Andy and George helped me with, was my endurance. And being able to, like, I could have and I should have done more, but I was just, if I got dropped again, the fight would have been a different result. So Zhang was tough, Wilder was tough, but it was just my night for both of those fights.
What did you learn? Did you learn something about yourself in that Zhang fight? Because to pick yourself up off the deck, not once, but twice, and still manage to get to that end point and get the victory, you must look back and go, I know this wasn't my best night, but by hook or by crook, I've got the victory against a top heavyweight.
So it wasn't the best night getting dropped twice, and you don't plan to get dropped. But it showed, felt like I showed resilience, and I was able to. It was a hard time to be able to get dropped and then sort of pick yourself up again and get yourself all together again. And you got some big Chinese man chasing you down, right? So you have to really be on your game and you have to be moving around. But I was able, like I said, with the work that we'd done leading into that fight, the endurance was good, the speed was good, and movement was good. But he got me those 2 times, and they counted.
Look, we've got Daniel Dubois coming up now, an opportunity for you to regain a heavyweight title. I know this has been on the forefront of your mind for years, and you've now got this opportunity. I can see the smile on your face. What was that moment like when you get that phone call to say, look, you're up now? I know you've seen all these fights happening because you were waiting, and I'm thinking, why is no one calling on Joe? And then, boom, it's happened.
I was at an event in New Zealand, and I was with my cousin, and he said, look, they announced the fight. And then I was like, what? They announced? I was like, yes, we got the fight, So
that's how you found out?
That's how I found out, that the fight was official and it was announced. And I was very happy. I went and celebrated with a Coke Zero. And I had a bit of ice. Yeah, I went wild. It was good, but I've always, as a fighter, you want to work hard and you want to fight for the championship of the world. And this is my 2nd time to fight for it. And it's going to mean a lot because I'm doing this for me. Like, I got these goals that I want and that I've set, and I'm doing it for me, my wife and kids. And I want to show the world how good I am, or how good I can be.
I feel like you've both been on an interesting journey. When you look at the adversity Daniel's had to go through, he was labelled a lot of things after certain performances, but you know what? He's overcome and he's been in with the best, and he's going to go in with another best on the night. And similar to you, you've had your setbacks, but you're both here now showing, look, losses don't define your career. This is a situation where it is boxing, stuff happens, but you can come back and still reach for it.
It's boxing, things do happen in boxing. And you can't really rely on just being win. You're always people go through losses, but they're lessons, And Dubois has faced the things that he's faced, and I've done it myself in my own career. But he's on good form at the moment, 3 good fights, Miller, Herkovich, and then Joshua. And he put on that sensational performance in front of over 90,000 people, in front of the world. And he's right here right now. He's like, confidence is sky high.
I spoke to Krassyuk. And I asked him about the fights coming up, blah, 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 as we do, get your opinion on this. And he goes, his consensus is that people are sleeping on you in this fight. And he says, I don't understand, Joseph Parker's been on this incredible run. What's your sort of feeling since this fight's been made? Because there's always been that thing of, we know there's a favourite going into this. I look outside looking in going, both on a good run of form. It's a fight the fans want to see. You wouldn't argue it's a 50-50. Obviously, you'll have your fans who will say you. Yeah. What's the consensus when you hear it?
When I sort of look around and hear people say that Dubois the favourite, would you say he's the favourite?
Because I'm inside boxing, I look at 50-50, but then when he's come off a Joshua knockout and done it like that, you maybe, from a bookie's point of view, say maybe you give him a slight edge.
Also, he's been busier. Like, they've given him fights and he's been in the ring more times than I have in the last year. So I think, I feel like it's a 50-50 fight. He's on good form and I am myself. And I just have to go out there and prove that I am the best.
How do you prove that? How do you beat a Daniel Dubois, this version of Daniel Dubois? Look, people talked about his traits for many years and he's this and this, but he's proven now, look, he has got that mental resilience. He can come over. He was getting beaten by Herkovich to a point. Yeah. He was getting hit with shots, but he bit down and kept going. Same with Miller.
Yeah, he's credit to Daniel Dubois and how he's turned his career around. Like, I went against him in all 3 fights, and I have to say, you know what? You've done
And
it.
this fight.
Yeah, well, in this fight, mostly this fight. But he's. I just feel like he's coming in form, and he believes in himself. And he's got confidence, and he's he's putting in the work. But for me, it stops right here.
You say it stops right here.
I feel like his climb back.
Yeah.
He is the champion of the world, so you got to respect that he's the champion of the world at the moment. And my goal is to take that strap off him.
But when you say it stops right here, do you stop him? Or do you
I
believe?
would love to stop him. I have the ability to stop anyone, but it's about landing the shots at the right time. And if you go chasing it, you don't really get it, And I just, I think with this fight, compared to the Wilder fight and the Zhang fight, Dubois throws way more punches. So I have to double my game, or I have to lift my game, compared to the last 2 fights I've had.
It's such a good fight to make. Look, only a couple more because I know you're tired. Oleksandr Usyk, Tyson Fury, the rematch. A good friend of yours and former world champion. What happens in this rematch? I get the feeling when I look at Tyson Fury, this looks like a pre-Klitschko, a pre-Wilder 1 or 2. I can't remember which. One-word answers in the interviews. He looks like he's recluse, locked in. What's the vibe you get from him? Because you're close.
I feel like going into this fight, and this is just what I see Tyson being more focused. And I feel like when he had the first fight with Usyk, going into his hotel room, and there's a lot of people around, whereas it's just strictly the team, and he's just, I think he's zoned in, zoned into this fight. Usyk is very elusive and talented, good footwork, nice hand, like feints and everything else. But I think Tyson's mentality going into this fight is very different, and I think that can play a big part in what he's trying to achieve by winning and being 2-3-time world champion.
There's a big talk about what weight he'll come in at, and people were saying, before he's too light. I feel like that's the theme throughout his career, by the way. He's too light for some fights against Klitschko. He moves around beautifully, boxes him, and he gets praised. Comes in, he came in heavy against Wilder, I think, in the 3rd fight due to things going on outside the ring, but he still managed to get the win. But it's always a thing. Would you like to see him come in heavier than the last fight? So maybe, I don't know, plant his feet a bit more, maybe be a bit more aggressive. Would you like that?
For me, I would like him to stand his ground and fight, and everyone says he's the big man, and but I do. It's
different that though, isn't it? Joshua and Dubois tried this for Usyk.
Yeah, it's very different because Usyk is a master, But Tyson, if anyone can do it, Tyson can do it, and I'm here to back him and support him, and celebrate with him after the fight.
How does he win?
I think it's going to be another tough fight. It's going to go back. Both guys are going to have their moments in the fight, but ultimately, I feel like Tyson is going to win on points. And it's going to be a lot better performance than the first fight.
Magic. Joseph Parker, always a gent. Appreciate your time. Got to get out of this room to doing a podcast, and we'll catch up soon.
Thank you.